pretty trippy. Have you guys watched them?
Seen
any of that stuff?
Footage?
Yeah, they've been finding them out
Like
here
UFO
too.
stuff? Yeah, I think that, well, this is the whole thing. Me and Christy have been seeing it. And Norma, she kind of pays, she knows there's more than, and Christy pops in right now. So, yeah, the drones, like, I want to kind of look at those, maybe take a minute to look at them and really focus in on what's going on. But I shouldn't put out there my narrative too much. But me and Christy have been seeing UFOs for a long time, what they call drones. They're being they're being seen more now. As I feel, okay, woo or not, as we all, as more people kind of see more,
right,
it helps us all see more. Like,
right.
it strengthens our ability to see it.
Right.
Because you're breaking down that veil, which is like a 5-dimensional way of seeing things. Like, where there was once a wall and you couldn't see through, now you can see that wall.
Right.
You may not be able to, there might still be some bricks there, but a lot of them will be, fallen, and you can see. A lot of people call it behind the veil, but it's really weird watching people react to this, because you'll hear Christians reacting to it, and you'll hear, that's mostly who it is, Christians, and then, deep divers or true crime people. They go into the esoterics of things, and they're like, they always see it as evil, and it's like everything else.
Right.
It is good and it's evil.
Yes.
It can be used for both.
But that's the thing too, is that everybody's scared of being in the unknown, and so you don't know, so that means it's bad, which is just fucking weird.
Yep. And that's the whole thing. Is me and Christy have been seeing this shit for a while, for years, and people are just kind of like, oh, no big deal. And it is like, I think that's kind of what's happening in the collective energy of people right now. There's people that are close to it, they're seeing it, they're getting a little afraid. But I know that there's been that side of things for a long time.
Yes.
And me and Norma have seen plenty that you can say, you can not believe me, you don't have to believe me. But because I have a witness, which is Norma, in like half of these cases, like, we had some weird shit happen out here just I don't know, a couple months ago. Where I actually saw, I don't know, it was weird. Like, it was a UAP, it was a UFO. And it moved in a way that was so fast, which, this is the whole thing. These things dart in and out and move so fast that drones can't do that.
Right.
They can't move like at an angle, at maybe a 30-degree angle like that, and zip past you just from where they were. They have, you see planes, they have to take turns, and it takes them a minute to turn. These things they kind of ping pong everywhere. They're like a pinball. And ting, ting, ting. They just kind of bounce everywhere. And I'm hoping I don't think it's a hoax, because I believe it's real. Right. People are seeing this because the veil is being lifted for a lot of people that actually are wanting to see.
Yep. And we have a government that tries to get out ahead of all that stuff, and they're doing their thing too.
And that's the thing that pisses me off the most, is that these fucking people try to tell us what we can and cannot handle, and what we should or shouldn't know, and what we can or can't.
It's the evil. It's the dark side or the evil side of esoterics. Like, so the magic, or whatever you want to call it, that we use is something they're very particular about in a controlling way.
Yes.
And that's the whole thing, is that evil is always going to outsmart good, because the evil is willing to go to depths that, whatever depths it needs to go, or whatever lengths it needs to go.
Right. Basically, they've learned.
And that's that force. Yeah, that's that force. It's not exactly, it's in a lot of people that think they're doing good. Really got to get back to freedom. You have freedom to live and just to be you, and be able to experience, like Christy said, without being gaslighted that, no, this is not real. And it's kind of funny how these guys answer. I think all these politicians know. Yep. At least the ones that have high power, they know. And I saw Salt Lake City being visited one time. It's a big ship and then a bunch of little ships coming out of it. And it did take using my third eye. But it was happening.
Yeah.
Like, it was really happening, and with your physical eyes.
Yeah, and as part of the government, you have to accept, acknowledge, and sign something admitting that you now are part of classified documents, but you're not going to speak about it. Why?
Right.
And you're not going to hear, like, from a lot of the people that talk about UFOs. There are some good ones, but the ones that are most popular are liars. Like, they're not telling the truth, or they're telling half truths. You know, or the truth that they know, and they're making it and sensationalizing it in the way they want.
Yep.
That other, and I think it comes from a lot of different places. I think it comes interdimensional. I think it comes from the center of the earth. It sounds crazy, I know, but guess what? I've been right a lot more than I've been wrong about these types of things. So I stand here saying, I've seen things. I can't completely explain them.
Right.
Only my understanding can get to that point, but as much as I understand it. But yeah, there are other beings, and they're felt, and they're showing themselves right now. But I think there are beings. Oh, this sounds crazy. Probably could be like a science fiction novel. But as you're seeing, science fiction is coming true a lot faster than it used to.
More often than it used to. Yep.
It's just a precursor to real science.
Yep.
So in this house, like, we all know that there's weird history to this house. Like, these women openly admit that they are part of the Rockefeller family, and they've got the lineage and these fucking weird books that it's weird. But the last 4 nights,
so you gotta stay, and that if they do, find out, do some research.
Well, so that was
find out if that's for real or if they're just bullshitting you. You know what I mean?
No, and that's back to back. It's like, do you want to know? Then do homework. Like, all you have to do is research. Yep. Like, anybody that if you don't believe in UFOs and you think that aliens are just just do research, and that's it. Because they cannot hide every single piece of evidence, and they can't. It's not possible. Right. So in this house, the last 4 nights, like, I have done very well with my kids. We sage at least every other day down here in this basement to keep things flowing. So it has been 4 nights now, and progressively it's gotten worse. Where the first night I woke up, the one kid who's in prison for whatever he did, and I heard him. Like, he was down the hallway, and I woke up to him screaming, "Get the fuck out of my house." And I've never even met this person. So I wake up to that, and I'm like, oh, no, to the point that, so I made Robbie sleep with me the next night because I was scared and I couldn't go back to bed. So the next night I fell asleep, and I woke up to a woman laying over me with her hair. Her hair is what woke me up. Her hair touched my nose. And her hair touched my nose, and I turned over, and she was like, "Get out." And I woke up. So then 2 nights ago, our ice maker somehow fell on the floor in the middle of the night, which, I mean, we're talking, it's a 30-pound ice maker. So, like, and the dogs didn't bark, but I did find Jake the next morning. So that fell on the floor. My keys, the remote, and the scooper for the ice, all was on the ground. I could not go back to sleep. Like, I sat up with my eyes to the hallway because I was, I can say I was scared. I was scared because I didn't know the presence was very strong, and I wasn't ready for it. So, like, every other time you sage at night, I feel like I'm ready for it, because whatever gets stirred up, I think at night kind of like goes out, and you open the windows and you let your shit out of your house. But the other night I didn't do that, and I was pretty fucking scared. But I woke up to Jake, which is our German Shepherd, under Robbie's bed in his room, which he never does. And I finally got him out. His hair was sticking straight up, and Bo would not leave the side of my bed, and he's always on my bed. But it's just, but they're here, and it's okay. Like, it's okay to be scared. It's okay to not know, but just research.
They've been here a long time. It's just we haven't seen them.
And that's exactly it.
They've been here a long time.
They've been here
we choose not to see them because out of fear, but it does put blinders up.
They've been here longer than we have.
Yep. I mean, they probably helped seed this planet. And from the things we've seen, like, it seems to go in that direction, even in blind remote viewings that we were doing. Like, you were picking up on things that, like, what is our origin story? Remember that one? Like, where did we come from?
I remember that.
And I remember seeing the boardroom, and everybody was picking up on things and how they were making decisions. Some of them looked human, some of them didn't.
Yeah, and that's okay.
There was like different. I think it's being kept from us.
For sure. Yep, for sure.
Like, it's out. People are talking, but it's just that's where we like. I don't think it's about waking up anymore. It's more about just staying awake and keeping waking up, not trying to really wake up anybody else. I mean, you can if you want, and that's good. But it's really just kind of this self-discovery
Yep.
of who your true self is. And I think that's been separated when it comes to any kind of heavy establishment or bigger it be. And it's a lot of it comes from these think tanks and these mystery schools.
Yep.
Or they keep it real quiet and they all act very kind.
Yep.
But there's a guy that can smile at you and he looks very genuine, and he just ordered the bombing of thousands of people without batting an eye.
Right.
And you've got to be ready and see through that. And it doesn't mean they're not all supposed to be here either. It's just we deal with, people are like, wow, I'm afraid of demons and, aliens, which we shouldn't
Right.
call them aliens. But look at the people that are doing what they're doing to you right now. Pay attention to that. And then you can get past that and above it.
Yep.
But you have to understand the certain levels that it happens at. It's that pyramid thing.
Yes. I agree.
It's the pyramid of power. Pyramids represent a lot. Just that triangle
Facts. Yes.
is probably 2/3 of creation.
Right.
And that's why they're everywhere. They are fucking everywhere.
Yeah, it's a powerful piece of math.
Yeah.
It's a
And when
thing.
it's manifested into, it just holds more power. It protects four corners, especially when you're in a pyramid. It protects the four corners of life, where the winds blow, where you're at in this world. So it does a lot more than that, but I feel like that's what we're getting to. Like, that's what fifth dimensional thinking or consciousness is. Like, we were in the fourth dimension. We grew up in the fourth dimension.
Yeah.
That's what we've been in, because you see a dimension lower. You understand or perceive the dimension lower than you.
Right.
And we are at fifth dimensional consciousness, a lot of us. And all we do is just keep spreading that whatever way we do it. Doesn't matter what you do in life. You sprinkle a little magic on it, like Norma waking up and putting a sigil in our coffee beans or our coffee grounds before she makes coffee in our French press. Things like that. It's being intentional, and I think that's really where we're at right now, because there's a lot of people that come across and they're like, you can tell they're like, dude, you're way out there. Like, I don't need to know what their names are, what tribe they come from. I see the beings. If I want to ask that question, okay. But I don't have that figured out. I can just go by what I experience and what I see and what I take in. Yeah, you want to, because some of these people are so lost in like this war of like, yeah, they're helping us. Yes, they are. But you need to pay attention on the ground game right now. Like where you're at, what you're doing in your life. This is the best time to thrive. One of the best times. Everything's moving very quickly. And as we can open our eyes, we can open our heart and open our minds to new things, or to things that maybe we thought were good. But if you look back and you think about it, life looks inverted, because it is inverted to what it's naturally supposed to be.
Right.
We're in an inversion right now, like David Icke would say, an inversion.
An inversion.
But we're what we see as establishment, what we see as what's going on right now, is an inversion of what we truly are supposed to be, and what we're here for.
Right.
Like, I need to just say this super quick, and then I'll mute and shut up.
Yeah, go for it. No, I like you to talk. I mean, we don't want dead air, so go.
No, but I feel like I really feel strongly about this, just because I grew up in a situation we were not allowed to feel. Robbie, what the hell are you doing?
How to do it?
Oh my God. Sorry. Okay. So I feel like this is a big thing for me, because I grew up in a family that you could not feel this way. Like, we were Mormon. I live in Utah, and now I'm in fucking Smithfield. We are in Mormon land. And unfortunately, I've never fit the mold of anything. Like, I've never been that person. And as much as at times I feel like, especially when I was younger, I felt like, God, I wish I was that cool person. And God, I wish I fit in and I didn't feel like a certain way. Because I always look at things, I guess, differently is the only way to say, like, just differently with a different set of eyes. And I don't ever mean to like hurt someone or put someone down or make them feel whatever, but I do like to question things that don't make a lot of sense, which is also another problem that I faced growing up with my family. But it's okay to feel that way. And so, like, anyone that's listening that is understanding that, like, you have to understand that it's okay to question and it's okay to not feel like everyone else around you. Like, I have
Right.
no friends here. We have no friends, and I'm okay with that. It's lonely, but I also know now who I am. I know where I came from, and I know what I can be. And so it's like a different level of acceptance, if that makes sense. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. There's a lot of stuff that's bigger than us. We're a minute
yeah.
little piece of sand in the scheme of things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
I gotta go. My son is blowing up the house. Hold on.
Weird.
All right.
The drop in the ocean. And the ocean is vast.
So, yeah, getting ourselves to see more than just the material and the superficial. Now, the material is important.
Yes.
It really
obviously.
is.
Especially in
You
the
take things, you have things, things that you use. Hopefully,
Right.
if you're not using them, give them away to somebody who will use them. Did we run out of gas? Oh shit! Good thing we have another one. Anyway, but it really is like living your authentic life, like me and Norma are doing now. We're living the life that we want to, not that we think everybody else thinks that we should live it.
Right.
You know, that's not what I want. I want my own kingdom, and we can all have that, and we all do have that. Just depends. You choose the kingdom you want to be in. Right now, I'm in the wild kingdom. But, I mean, that's the cool part about
And
it.
it's gonna take a while.
I look
for
out and
us
I don't
to-
see houses ever.
Yeah,
Like when I look into the beautiful views, I don't see one house. I just see nature, mesas, painted desert, like, and that's something I'm still, a lot of ways I'm like, damn, this is scary to live this way.
Mhm.
But that is like, it's kind of scary to like live your life and it's supposed to be.
Living on the edge.
Yeah, living on that edge is exactly where you should be living, whatever that is for you.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I mean, it really doesn't. And once you start to do it, whatever it is you're doing, and you get into it, you really pay attention. It gets really into this place of mastery, like where, whoa,
Yes.
I'm at this. I mean, you got to be careful with that because nobody's ever a master.
Right.
Nobody's mastered it. That's why we're living.
That's why we're all still
And
here.
it's just so funny
figuring
hearing
it out.
Christians saying everybody thinks they're gods. That's evil. That's Satan. No, dude, that's what we do. Like, I mean, our perception of a god doesn't mean we rule over anybody, but in a sense, we kind of do.
We
But
rule
that
over
God is all of
the
us. So
earth.
why wouldn't we feel that God within ourselves? And souls are born just like babies. New souls are born in. Other souls are recycled and come back and born again. It's all these things that are thrown out there, but they're thrown in a way that, like, you have to follow the rules and do it exactly this way. No, that doesn't work for anybody.
Right.
Unless you don't want to be a leader in your life and lead your life.
Right.
That doesn't help you. I mean, it's good to learn, of course. But to fall back on something so small-minded, I'm sorry to say, but really single-minded, and like, you have to make this choice, God and the devil. What do elections do? You got to.
Red or blue, bitches.
Yeah, I mean,
Red or
neither
blue.
choice is good, really, if you look at it. There's no good and there's no evil there. I mean, it's a mix.
Yeah.
Like, the evil may be good.
Yep.
And the good may be doing a lot of evil.
Mhm.
That's a perception. It's what we tag ourselves with. And that's all is well under our creator, our God, our gods, because there's many. Like I said, we all are an impression of
Yes.
what our higher self or God or goddess is. Okay, got some people in here. Just is. That's right, Iris. But that's what we're talking about, expansion. Like, letting your consciousness grow.
Know that we don't actually have our history being told to us properly. We have to really like feel it, understand.
And it's starting to come out. There is
Understand
some
some shit.
things like there's some whole new information that are
Yeah.
all new information. It's not new, it's ancient,
Yes.
but that is being dug up and actually
Yep.
spoke about. That's what I'm saying. The internet can be used to suppress, and it can
Yep.
also be used to share
Yes.
and
It is a
share
beautiful,
information.
beautiful tool,
That's
right. Yes.
I'm very grateful for it.
Yep.
It's a whole other dimension, I guess I should say.
Yep.
It's a whole other dimension of life we can utilize
Yes. To enlighten
and inform,
inform others. Yeah.
or whatever anybody else wants to do with it. But, really.
Right.
Don't treat me poorly. Don't treat me, even if because you say treat people as what's the golden rule?
Treat those.
Do
that you
unto
wanna be
others,
treated, yes.
But some people like to be punished.
And
Some
that's
people
true.
like to be whipped.
That is very true.
Some people like to feel pain.
Yep.
So that doesn't exactly work perfectly. But it's
Right.
basically like, don't be a shithead to others.
Right.
Treat them well,
Treat
with
them well.
respect and love.
Yes. Mhm.
Treat them with respect and love and compassion.
Yeah. No one does a job any better than the next one.
Well,
And
no,
you
that's
take more
not true.
schooling and education. and
That's
you
not
take
true.
more-
There's some people that are very
experience.
exceptional at what they do.
Oh yes.
Above the average. That's a
But
real
what
thing.
I'm saying is,
But that's because they've fully taken on who they are.
that's exactly it. No one is truly above another. No role you play
No, that's
is
true.
less than another.
It
role.
all is. It
Everything
just
is exactly.
And what do you
as,
take it
know,
for?
that-
What do you
yes. How are you experiencing it this time? How do you plan to change it next time? What are you doing with it?
like when you stop and you smell the roses, right? Do you really stop, look at the rose, smell it, take in its essence, allow it to flow through you and have that experience? That is a good one. Take some time to stop and smell the roses. But no, there's a lot of things going on that people are going to see, and a lot of people that don't want to learn or they get stuck in that certain pattern, they're going to panic. They're panicking right now.
Yes,
I see it. They think that the devil's going to come rule the earth. It's like, no,
He's already been ruling it,
those
bitches. What are you
greedy-
talking about? Just kidding.
very greedy people and people that really
Really?
starve and thirst for power.
Yes.
And with power, you can get a lot of power with money, but then you have to actually have enough power to fool people and think you're a good guy.
Right. Philanthropy. I used to want to be a philanthropist.
And some people are
But guess what?
philanthropists. They're real philanthropists.
When you look into philanthropy, you find a whole
It's
lot
a
of
big
real assholes
laundering
that are
scheme.
pros-
It's a money laundering scheme. Anyway, that's a whole other thing we could talk about. But no, I think it's really
Well,
being.
you say to stop.
You
and
got to get past that fear.
You have to look at the spot. My
Yes.
son almost burned our house down just now. And in
Oh,
7
God.
seconds, I'm not even going to go there. But we are
But when
learning
that
about
happens, just
it.
mute your mic. Just mute your mic. You don't have to jump out. Just mute your mic
Yeah.
and go find out what the
Yeah.
heck they're doing.
No, it's good. So fire safety, we're going to do that tomorrow. But that's
There
fine.
you go. Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah,
And
like, that's a big
me-
one out here. I worry about that one all the time.
Yeah, so do I.
But me 3 years ago would have taken that situation a completely different way. And I would be very upset and would be screaming my head off. And Robbie would have no idea why the hell I'm so upset. But I would be just out of my mind, scared, and not just scared, but mad because you're doing what you shouldn't. And I'm on this and da 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 da. So, but if you just chill the fuck out, like things are not, it's just a different way of looking at things. And it's so much easier to just take a step.
I mean,
Well, slow it down. Don't
and you
allow
got to
that
constantly
stress
do
to
that. Like
keep-
you got to constantly
Mhm.
be conscious of, oh God, I got to slow myself
Danger
down.
is a real thing.
I'm getting out of a hand with this
Yeah.
shit, or I'm overthinking something
But
that's not happening. But if you keep thinking about it and you're going to plant that seed and grow it. That's where I feel like it's dangerous to be subdued or in a brainwashing type of environment. Everything should be allowed. You should be able to listen to Satanists and devil
that's what America was
worshippers
supposed to be, right?
and let them talk to them, have a debate with them, find out what's real, because
yes.
everything's inverted right now.
Right.
So the devil may be the true God,
Right.
really.
He didn't want to keep us in ignorance, enslaved,
or the
in
God
a
that was,
zoo,
yeah,
or
and that's
in
what,
the-
if
you
you
know what I mean?
start reading
Like,
and you
really start-
research, you find out that it goes back to a story probably even before Thoth, but
Right.
ancient Sumerians. And even back further, which I'm going to go out on a limb and say, like, damn it, what's it called? Lemuria?
Lemuria.
And there's another one, Atlantis, were both real. They were explained in a way that, and these things were where we were using our spiritual energy. That we've always come to these crescendos in life, in cycles. But everyone's different. Every experience, every life you live is different,
Yes.
though the same type of things keep coming up.
Yep.
And some of these guys that have made millions of dollars, I don't have a problem with them. Like, you learned how to. Life's a game, and you learn the
Right.
game.
You figured the
And there's a
game
lot
out.
of them that do make millions that aren't, do have a good character.
Yes.
They're not,
Some. There's not many.
but no,
there are
I
some.
think the internet's helped that, and like live
Yes.
streaming and like
Yep.
creating, and yeah, it's helped, and it's spreading. Whether they try to suppress it or not, it doesn't matter. You learn how to work within that game that changes at all times,
Yep.
and keep working it. And that is part of the dark side. It's
Well,
not the
being true to
evil side,
yourself,
but it
right?
is like being a step ahead of the game, or when it's happening, whatever flow that is for you. And for a lot of people, for financial people, it's following trends. But that's really,
Never let a good
don't be a
crisis go to
be a
waste,
trendsetter though,
right?
and follow the
As
trends that you
Hillary
see
Clinton would say.
helping you. Like, if you can use this for investing money, follow the trends. What's growing? What's big right now?
What are the people falling for?
And this
right
is
now?
not financial advice. This is my opinion. I'm not a financial expert, but yeah, it's real. And that's just one aspect of it. There's a lot of things in life. Like, look at all the people just going on adventures now, like van lifing, or homesteading. I mean, that's a collective thing that actually is changing. Like, we are winning,
Right.
as far as over that old kind of way of looking at things.
But being the old way, like understanding, there were certain
The old way is
things
still
to
there.
this
It's certain
way
things
that
in the old way that do
Yep.
work.
they're trying to just take away, and that removes us from certain thing we need to connect it to, right? Like, I can appreciate an automatic chicken door and not having to deal with all that.
Yeah, I know.
The automatic
Now that I
feeders
think about it, we should have gotten
all that stuff. However, does that not just disconnect me more from the nature in which I'm trying to nurture and grow and have healthy and you know what I mean? Like, there are certain things that as a society, as a, the main whatever, like how we've come this far anyway, has been twisted in a way that can, yes, appreciate our independence and our eagerness to have more. But it's also kind of stripping away some of that we are. And it neglects a crucial part of ourselves, right? I don't love having to get up in the morning and
in cold,
freezing cold weather and
Ooh, it's
let
been
these
cold
birds
here.
out, and but at the same time, I appreciate that I have to actually understand my animals enough to know what it is they need in the morning, know what it is they need, you know what I mean? Like, get them all together, get them in. It's understanding the things that we choose to be responsible for and appreciating the life in which we're living, right? Being able to live freely. Like, I'm not obligated to anything. Like, I have animals.
We're obligated to things. Everybody is.
Well, here's
that's
the thing.
because you become responsible for what.
Yes, it is choosing. Like, I could just deal with whatever wild's out here and, like, make it easy on myself and simply just focus on the material part of building what it is we see, right? But instead, we just sleep. I'm ready to be responsible for this, that, and the other thing. And yes, there are many conveniences that can make that very, very easy for me. I wouldn't really have to worry too much about it. Just go collect the eggs. It's all good, right? But what part of understanding the animal or person or thing is it, and just thank goodness I don't have to do that right now, right? Like just neglecting all of it because it's all just automatic.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, is it's not easy to be open in who you truly are, and like just be in that power and always strive. You should never stop doing that. Like you can't, I mean, you can get complacent in certain ways, but you create and you work for your comfortable spots.
Right.
And you'll continue to do that to make, that comfortable spot. Now, I think you can get to a place where you're very comfortable, but you should always keep learning, keep taking in information, wisdom, listening, and connecting to that greater spirit, that higher self.
Which is why I use the animals as my big thing. Those responsibilities we take on. I will love the day I do not have to worry about bringing any kind of food in the morning, right? And hopefully one day they start putting themselves to bed at night. But I appreciate letting them out in the morning and putting them in bed at night. You know what I mean? Like, I am securing their space, making sure everyone's cool. All right. Now, what you do amongst each other could suck for me because a couple of my birds are brats. But knowing and understanding that I am now responsible for this particular flock that has made it to my space. I am now responsible for these animals I chose to bring into my house, right? Like, they can have jobs, but knowing that you're the one shepherding or creating this life, right? And I think when businesses, people, things get too big and everything is so convenient, they forget about the beauty in the process, right? Because it's always a process. We're always going to have an issue. There's always these things we got to figure out. But those that kind of check out of all that, because someone else is on it, or some other machine or some other thing will handle it, it can fuck us up.
Nice finish there, babe.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we are entering or have entered a big change in our lives,
Yes.
a big change in like just the society and the world. And it's an hour.
Yes.
Stay in that energy.
Yeah.
You're going to have days where you
And
want to back
integrate
off, but
more.
stay and integrating more. Yes.
Yep.
Growing from it.
Mm-hmm.
We're entering a time where our spirits, our souls will power things, or we will be, like we are right now. We'll be kind of forced back into like being us, like, and the phones can actually help you with that. They can, make it, depending on what you're
there
watching.
are some that are just,
and it will take you in a certain place, but that's not just,
But it's
it's
still
not
your
just social
decision.
networks and being online.
no,
It's
yeah.
just your everyday life, being open, being aware. If you pick up on you get a ping from something or somebody,
Mhm.
pay a little bit of extra attention. What's going on here?
Don't be nosy. But your energy and everything. Be alert. Know that, yes, things fly under the radar all the time because we're convinced of this, that thing, or the other. And just be fluid in life, right? Understand, though, with fluidity, you need that anchor, especially when you're living in this present moment. Understand the waves that come in and out, the shifts that happen within our lives, our emotions, our space. But being present in our mind, in our spirit, and intention, right? Sometimes some wake-up calls need that time to integrate. You gotta cocoon before you butterfly. And that's okay. We cocoons, guys. Like, don't be ashamed if you're a butterfly 18 million times, because that just means, whew, you're a beautiful butterfly. It's allowing yourself to grow, how you grow, integrating those things you need throughout the lessons you've learned within each lifetime. But focusing mostly on this one, right? Like being present in your present day. And a lot of people, trust me, when awakenings happen, feel like they've had out-of-body experiences and they're trying to just figure out their equilibrium. And that's a real thing. You gotta find your equilibrium.
But it's like learning how to walk again, basically,
Yes.
as a baby.
You do.
You're coming in as a baby, like understanding your soul, understanding your higher
integrate.
self, understanding
Yes.
those visions that come through are real.
Mhm.
Like, and when you put fear out there, you're gonna get, unreal ones. They're
Right.
ones that are illusions.
Or
But
possibilities.
because there are dangers,
Yeah.
there are things you
Yes.
should be concerned about or
Yeah.
paying attention to. But we don't live a life in fear.
Right.
Like, oh my God, nobody's gonna like me doing this, or I don't give a shit. Like, do it. Do it. Like I said, don't, follow that golden rule, which is don't be an asshole to others.
Yep.
Be compassionate, be loving
Mhm.
from every, that's where you want to come from.
So you don't go walking up to someone, ha ha ha, you did that wrong. Oh my God, what a stupid fool you were. You go,
So
I
tonight-
can see your mistake. Here's how I would correct it.
Tonight has led us to our higher self, and this is where we have to get, or at least connect or tune into, to be good remote viewers or astral projectors. So tonight I'm going to give you a blind target, and usually I give you coordinates, but we're not going to do coordinates. I'm just going to say connect on what I'm thinking about. People that are watching, and you can comment what you're seeing. But
Christy's backstage, she says.
oh, she okay? Hold on. Let's see. Yep. Whoops. Oh no, she's not backstage.
Why isn't it showing up?
There
Oh, there
she
she
is.
is. We're just slow. Sorry, Christy.
Yeah, I was talking about something, but anyway, it's going to be a blind target. I just want you to focus on it, and whatever information comes up, let it come out. You don't have to figure it out, but if you figure it out, you figure it out. Like, that's cool. So we can just start now, and if we want to, Christy get kicked. Focusing on what I'm thinking about.
Telepathy is what we're doing, basically,
Yep.
at this moment.
And then we're going to that target to find out certain information about it. Or whatever information comes up. Now, like
Whatever
I said,
information comes from
the
that
blurt
telepathic
method works
thought,
good. If you see something that sounds weird,
smells
or you
weird,
feel something, like blurt it out, right? Comment it or say it. And then the people that are live in the studio, blurt it out. Could be I don't want to, no, just go ahead and do it the way you do it.
I'm a laboratory. I'm seeing a laboratory. I'm sorry.
You're seeing a
That's
laboratory?
where I'm at right now. I see a laboratory.
All right, well, think about, just, look at that laboratory. What else is in there? Nope, that's our dog.
You guys, I'm sorry. That was Jake a second ago. I just, it just never, just shut up for a second. What are we doing? I'm sorry, I missed the whole thing.
Okay, so I'm focused on something without coordinates. We're doing a blind remote view or astral projection, whatever you want to do.
Practicing our telepathy.
We're tapping into our higher self and
intuition
allowing our higher self to take us where they need to take us.
To bring us information.
So we're kind of being told in a way because we're the human side. So
Aaron's got a thought.
yes, I'm thinking about something.
Okay. I don't even know
An event. Okay, I'll tell you that. And I want you to just
I
look
saw
at
a
it.
laboratory. How's it?
You saw a laboratory. Yeah, well, obviously there's some.
Anyway.
What is in the laboratory? What are they doing in there?
I feel like they're all sectioned off doing their own little things, like trying to make a big old masterpiece.
Oh, that's strange.
Isn't that weird?
That's to what I'm...
Science to art. I am seeing.
So we have about 15 minutes to do it. Let's see if anybody
art.
else is
That's cool.
commenting.
All right, I gotta figure my shit out.
Arrowhead. Iris says, or Melissa. space. Like I said, I asked you the question because I don't know. I mean, I have my feeling.
If it is, because science is really trying to
It
figure
is
out
pretty
how right
current.
now.
It's current.
like,
It's current. It's in the current.
like the science. Is trying
It's
to
in the
figure out
current right now. It's yeah.
Science is trying to take over through technology. Anyway, sorry. That's just my tinfoil hat for a person.
Chiggers keeps it Arrowhead Lake out of a petri dish. What the hell? What does that mean? What's the petri dish? It keeps going in this lab.
It does keep. They're like creating. Like science is trying to master art through technology that didn't create the art.
What's the technology? Is it a copycat or is it?
No. It's the root. It's the way. It's the is. It's the all. It's if you're here, you're doing it. It's the
And anybody else can jump in. I know there's somebody in the chat that's doing that. Melissa, I think.
So I see a lot of water and I also see snow. I don't know how that makes sense, but maybe it's reflecting off the water, but like a bright white light that comes, you know what I mean, from the snow with the sun. So I see a lot of that
Yeah.
and I feel a lot of water. I feel grass. I'm definitely
Uh-oh. We lost you, Christy.
your audio.
I know it's my son. I'm sorry. Hold on. Sorry. I just feel outdoors
Nothing?
for sure.
That's
Like
there.
I definitely see snow, but I also see like, I don't know if it's a lake or if it's the ocean, but I see a lot of water and I see the sun reflecting off of the white. So it's almost blinding. Like, I don't know where we are, but I do feel like you said it is definitely current. Like, I don't feel like I'm back in like the 1800s or even anything.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what
just
I mean?
it's just recently. It's recent.
Yeah, I see that for sure.
And then I got thrown the anchor again.
The anchor.
You seen water,
Like a
and
ship's
I wasn't gonna say anything, because it sounded weird. But I'm being pushed
Oh,
to
sound weird, girl.
some
Sound weird.
green, but a waterfall.
Yeah. I mean,
I can hear it. I can hear
Where
the water.
these things are
What else is going on though? There's a story playing out or a narrative. That's why I want you to focus on this, the narrative.
And what I get is big princess, real princess. Who's who? It's like
Are-
comes in really very petty. But like,
Are there people?
Why though?
yeah.
Yeah, there's people. You're picking up on people, yes.
No, I got people, but I mean, like, are there people fleeing? Like, I feel like there's people going somewhere. Something is happening like super fast.
So they're like slowing it down. Is that what you're saying? Like things are being slowed down on purpose? I think your dog's hearing my dog.
I know. I don't know what to do tonight, you guys. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
You're good.
Good. We've got dogs that bark too.
Yep, they thought doing it right now.
But I mean, like, I just feel like I see people that have, like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, do you remember they would wear the white and they had the white that would go over their heads? So not from here, not from the United
Yeah.
States. Like, we're talking a different country for sure, or a different place and time where they have white and they've got white over their heads. And I just see like a woman and she's grabbing her son's arm and they're just running. And I don't know why, but I feel like there's a sense of urgency. So that's why I'm saying, are there people that are fleeing in what you're, because I feel like there's urgency.
Yeah. Okay. Like, oh yeah, they're trying to get things done fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, keep on that. That makes sense. So it's people. It's not just one person.
Right.
No, it's a whole culture, if you will, or like a whole city. It's not a city though, because it's before cities, but not yesterday. I don't know if that makes sense.
Right. It does. I'm listening.
Yeah, it's making sense for me.
Yeah, see, Iris in the chat is like asking if it's cloaks, and yeah, that's how I feel like it is. It's like white cloaks over their head. I don't know how else to explain it, but I just feel like everybody's in a super hurry.
Yep.
Like everybody needs to tone it down a bit, because I feel like everything is going just like, we're going fast.
Again, don't be afraid to see.
Right.
Like, be okay with seeing something if it's even if it's not pleasant.
Yeah. It's like right now, I'm picking up I don't know. There's a lot of things happening right now. There's a lot of energy that's trying to help us out, and there's a lot that's trying to keep us down in a spot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Tina said a waterfall, and I can hear the water, which is tripping me out too, because I can hear it. I don't see it, but I hear it. So we have to be outside doing something. Something is definitely happening outside during the day. This is daylight for sure. But I can't tell if it's I don't feel like it's a good thing. This is not positive.
Right.
Right. That's true.
I mean, every lesson learned is a good thing. Doesn't mean it's a great thing. Because there's many ways to learn it.
We're psychic detecting right now.
So something happened, in my opinion, where a bunch of people died in the water. I feel like it was, yeah. Like, I don't know, but I feel like the water ties in a lot. I don't know what the hell it is, though. Hold on.
Trust what you're seeing. It's gonna maybe come across weird, or I'll tell you what it is here in about 5 minutes. But until then, keep.
Ponder.
Yep.
Understand. See.
All right. That's enough.
So I see in the comments that Iris Studios one where it says someone grabs a branch and snow falls off. But I can see that. Like, I can completely, I don't know. But I don't know who that is, but I see what that person is seeing.
Yeah, keep going with what you're seeing.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, I can
So it's
see
nice
exactly what that
to
person sees. That is crazy right now, because I can see exactly what that person is seeing. I see them running. I see that person in the dress. I see that person with the snow falling off. That's crazy. Yeah, exactly. Like she's being chased or something. I don't know how to explain it, but yes, I completely can relate. That's what I'm seeing too. I just feel like she's running, and I don't know why. I don't know where she's going, but it's snow, but super bright outside. Like super bright. I feel like it's the reflection from water or the snow or both of them together, but she's running. And I just, wow, that's crazy.
What's that? What'd you say?
So a lot of things happen.
It's like forcing change, or
Oh, you don't like this? Hey, guess what? There's this and that. We all came to America to like chase a dream, right? Make more money, have a good family. But many came over here just to be comfortable because they couldn't be comfortable in their own space. And then you had to work astronomical hours and do stupid fucking life-threatening things. And, you know, it's the choices we make.
I know what you mean, Norma. Like that just fits in such a, like, this is crazy, but yes, I know exactly what you mean.
Thank you. I was wondering if anyone understood what I was trying to say there.
No, because I do. Like, I see what you're saying, and it all ties together. Like, it's this long fucking story, dude.
Yes.
And that's why we're running, is to get to the freedom, to get, like, this. I get you.
Thank you. Yes. That's exactly what I was saying. Because really, we're all playing our part. Whether we're the drop in the ocean, the drop in the lake, the grain of sand on the beach, the most popular kid at school, it doesn't matter what role we're playing. It's being able to integrate all of the experiences, understand the way we understand, and being kind to others, right? Do you. And be willing to share with others. But have the boundary when those that will try to take you down. Don't let them do that. Because you have your own fucking power. It doesn't matter what they have above you. That just means that's obviously a goal of yours. You'd like to be in this position. You don't give yourself up to get where someone's going. You're either ready for it or you're not. But it doesn't matter how big, how small, how mediocre. We have all of that within us already. And wherever we choose to put down our anchor and say, this is what I am doing. This is where I'm holding my stake, right? That's what matters. Am I wrong, babe?
all right, I'm going to tell you what I was thinking of. It was that assassination of the insurance guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, big gosh.
What?
So you were in his mind, like somebody trying to prove something to themselves.
Hey.
Shit, I was way off tonight.
And the reason,
Me too.
well, all right. No, not exactly, because I feel like you're kind of in the mind probably viewing something he viewed. Then Norma got into the psychology of it. This guy wanted certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, maybe
And
he
he
was
hit
the
him in
child
his-
that was running that we could see. Maybe he was the little kid. I don't know. That's
Maybe.
crazy.
But, covering his tracks, I mean, obviously
Right.
that wasn't like covering their tracks, but it sounds like, for my judgment, that the guy was doing things to get a good position in life.
Yep.
And, that Illuminati, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter.
He was a playboy.
Yeah. He did all these things because he thought he was going to get a lot of things from it, and they let him burn.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, who knows? Maybe he'll Be free.
Right.
Anyway. All right, everybody. Well, that was fun for tonight, and we'll see you next Wednesday. If you want to sign up for the class, go to www.psychicshaman333.com and look for the Metaphysical
And really,
Mystics
you
tab.
guys, really take the time to think about your visions
Yes.
to this thing and understand it deeply.
When you
Thank
tune
you.
into your higher self and listen, you're a lot more alert than if you were just like a humdrum
You
human
may
every
think
fucking
you're
day.
off, but you know what? You might be right spot on, baby. So,
Yep, we don't
Thank
know enough. We're
you.
just looking
Right.
into it. So, anyway, love you guys.
Love you
We'll
guys.
see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.